Hello, everybody. Bill Thornton, SoCalSabre. Thanks for stopping by. Well, GMT sent me another package, so we're gonna get in there, take a look at it. We're gonna open the box, get up and out, get it, and then we're gonna unbox it all, so we can see what it's all about. I'm kind of looking forward to this game. If it's the one I think it is. Probably got a lot of popcorn in here, I bet. Yeah, we do. So let's just be careful here. Let's pause it while we get the box out of the popcorn. Okay, here we are. Cross Bronx Expressway. First caught my attention because the Bronx. That's where my family's from. I was the first one in the family born outside of the Bronx. I was born in Buffalo. This by Falsas Promises. Sorry for this is designed by Non-Breaking Space. Broken promises. Okay. False promises and broken promises. Let's see what this says. Look on the back here. Okay, this is mounted map. It's card driven. 22 by 34 inch mounted mat, 97 event cards, 24 position cards, 127 wooden places. Here we go. During his 1980 presidential campaign, California Governor Ronald Reagan took a tour of the South Bronx. As he walked the same streets that Jimmy Carter had walked 3 years prior, what Reagan witnessed was a scene so devastating it caused him to remark that he had not seen anything look like this since London after the Blitz. Cross Bronx Expressway is a game about the social and economic process that created the scene in South Bronx and the impacts that it had on the local population during the second half of the 20th century. Oh, I started getting a big glare there. I am sorry for that, folks. In Crossway Expressway, players control one of three asymmetric factions working in the South Bronx between 1940 and 2000, pursuing their own goals while cooperating to keep the borough viable. Through a card-driven sequence of play, they will work to solve the economic challenges there. There will be mitigated issues of facing the vulnerable population, managing resources to stay out of debt. Players will experience the conflicting incentives and complex factors shaping urban life together. The fate of the Bronx. It sounds pretty cool. Let's get her open. Get the shrink off so we can get rid of some of this glare going on here. And sure. Boy, this shrink is on tight. It won't. I cut it and still won't pull up. There we go. There we go, folks. I think everybody gets a kick out of watching people that are doing unboxing, struggling with the boxes, struggling with the bags, struggling with the shrink wrap like this one is. It's really on there, tight. All right, we got it off. Let's get her open now. Says this is an EU importer. Yeah, I did have to pay a little bit of tariff on it, but it wasn't too bad. Well, come on. This says volume 3. Oh, this box will not open. First the shrink wrap, now the box. Wow. All right, here we go. I hope you got a laugh out of that. I hope that makes your day funny. All right, so looks like we got 3 books here. I guess it's dependent on who you're going to be working. You got the private orientation guide, the community orientation guide, and the public orientation guide. They're probably all pretty similar, so we'll just take a look at one of them. Okay, it gives you an intro, getting started, setup, Maps and districts. I guess the yellow is going to be important. It says, as the primary sector, the population in these districts offer opportunity for growth and potential, even profit. Infrastructure and population. Oh, we're going to be dealing with a lot. This is going to be a heavy game, I think. I don't even know what it ranks. It probably says it on the back. Lots of important stuff if this yellow is important. It's going to require quite a bit of reading, I guess. Choices and consequences. The consensus round. Preparing for the 50s. Wow. Private positions. A lot to this. Yeah, still on. Doesn't scare me though. So they're probably all about the same. Let me look at the back of the box and see if it tells anything about them. Okay, it says it's medium complexity and very high solitaire. Must be some solitaire rules built into it. That's what I got it for. Solitaire. Rules and regulations. Wow. This is a little hefty. Let's see what we got going here. Oh, it feels heavier than that. Oh, 37, 38, 39, 40 pages. It's a nice looking board when it's set up like that. Lots of markers. Available loans, coalition markers, bond markers, decade market marker, tax rate marker, losses marker, victory points marker, current events, event deck. Nice. Population and vulnerability cubes. What are those? That type there. Organizations. It's one of those those 3 books there. Probably based on the color, because there's colors that are pretty similar. This looks like private, community, and public, the blue one. See if we get the whole book in here. Got a fundraising die, income and expenses, grants and loans. I'm going to have to find some, I'll be doing some reading, and then I'm going to have to find some space on the table. I know where exactly on the table it can go, where I can leave it up. Audit phase. The reset phase, objectives phase, public actions and auctions, public auctions, actions, wow. Quite a bit here, huh? Does anybody have this? If they do, put it down there in the comments. Let me know what you think about it if you've played it. Also down there in the comments and hit that like button. If you're watching and you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Help the channel grow some more. Get it more popularity. Let's get some, see if we can get this channel pushed out some more. Non-player examples of play. That must be the AI. It must be a little bit difficult if they got to give you AI examples of play. Okay. I'm looking forward. Looking forward. Okay, then we got a historical record. Look at this book, is so thick. This is crazy. This is like 58 pages. Got a prelude to it. We got a 19. This one must be like scenarios. A 1940s setup. 1940s events. It's pretty cool how, if that's the way the cards are, they actually got pictures of them in here. That's very nice. '50s. '60s. Population 7,700,000. Wow. All right, so that's what that book is, all the way up through the 1990s events. And that should be the last one because it takes us to 2000. Selected working, acknowledgments, epilogue. Good stuff. Liking. All right, so what we got here is we got a different type of a trifold, huh? So, okay, this is community action. So we got the, it'll work you through each phase, I guess. There's the actions, objectives. Then we're going to go to public actions, private actions, and is there no more? Audit phase, public, yeah. Okay, so that was for community. And then we do have one for private, we have one for public. Nice. You have 3 people working. Okay, we got, this is a non-player aid. The golden rule. The non-player factions follow all the normal rules and should only perform actions that the rules allow them to take. If you're ever unsure how to resolve a non-player faction's action, or if you have exhausted their priorities, make a decision that you think makes the most sense for the South Bronx. Okay. All right, then we got some counters. Got one sheet. A lot of admin counters, and these must be the things that go down on the sections of the game. Looks like they're double-sided. I don't know if they mean anything. No, let's see what we got here. Free. Yep. Yep. And these can be exhausted too. There's some more of those. Looks like we're color-coded for the different factions. That's nice. Keep you separated on the board. Then we got a big board. Let me put this on pause so we try to get this board open. Yeah, I'll get the board set up in a minute. I'll open it and pull the board up, and there's more stuff in here to take a look at. So we got a whole thing of these things for the different factions. And then a big block, populations and other pawns for something. We have that one die that I saw in the rule book, the lone die, I guess it is. And we're going to take a look at least one of these packs. We got bags. Probably need a lot of bags for that stuff. All right, probably going to have to throw that away too, the insert there. Put these back in there for now. Let's get a deck of cards open. Okay. So you can see that on the back of the cards, they're by years, by decades. Is that the same thing with this? No, these are different. you look at these. These are the event cards. They're pretty nice looking cards, I think. Bridge opening charts a new path forward. It tells you what to do. Looks like it tells you if you're all through. Maybe this is like the private gets to do it first, then public, then that, because they're in different orders. See, this is public. There's another one for private. There's then community down here in the bottom. Roosevelt signs bill to help veterans. The Servicemen's Readjustment Act includes mortgages and loans for those returning from the war. Place one organization with a grant or loan. And you probably heard the doorbell ring, and it was my mailman. These cards look really nice. They make me even more anxious to learn and get this game on the table. All right, so now I'm going to take a little pause and see if we get the board open. Okay, nice looking board. And we got down here, we got a section for community, activists. Then we got a private, employees. Up here we have public, cases. And then we got the sequence of play right down here. Event deck, the current deck. Then we got the decades. Vulnerability, status, population up there. And then we got a track. Looks like we got a couple tracks. We got tracks going, it must be a minus. And we got a track going all the way around the top down here to here. And then this is another track. So we got three, it looks like we got three tracking charts on here. Buckner spread picture of the Bronx. I don't know who comes up with ideas for games like this, but I'm sure glad they came up with this idea because I'm excited about this one. A little bit about my family heritage, I guess, draw me to this one. So anyway, folks, this was my first look at Cross Bronx Expressway, designed by Non-Breaking Space, published by GMT Games. Let's just say volume 3. This says GMT Games. This is the Irregular Conflict series, volume 3. I'm going to have to look up and see what the other ones are. So, thanks very much for stopping by. SoCalSabre saying take care of yourselves out there. Be kind to each other and stay safe.